What happens when you put together three iconic dying actresses in a movie? Not sparks, exactly. The result is a deeply uncomfortable film to watch. This is Bette Davis Eyes, the series where I watch and review every single Bette Davis film on my way to becoming the most prolific reviewer of all time. The Whales of August is a film from 1987 starring Bette Davis, Lillian Gish, and featuring Vincent Price and Ann Sothern. Bette Davis should need no introduction for longtime viewers of the channel, but she was an actress who was a star in the golden age of Hollywood and clashed against the Hollywood system and scheme of glamour. She shaved her head to play Queen Elizabeth I in a romantic film. This willingness to make daring choices gave her a long career. Her co-star Lillian Gish's career was even longer than Davis's was. Although she wasn't working in film throughout her life as consistently as Davis did, the stretch of her career is more impressive. Her first film was in 1912, and her last was in 1987. She was named the First Lady of the Screen by Vanity Fair in 1927, a title that would follow her around for the rest of her career. To put her career in perspective, she was the lead actress in The Birth of a Nation in 1915, a film which led to the rejuvenation of the Ku Klux Klan, which is not her fault. And she was the lead actress in a film after the original Star Wars franchise finished. So very different eras of film. Ann Sothern is probably the least famous actress in the film, but she had an impressive career as well. She began in the 1920s on the stage, and in 1939 she was given the role of Maisie Ravier, which would turn into a franchise of films and a radio program. After that, she had a long career in television. Lucille Ball called her the best comedienne in the business, bar none. Her only Oscar nomination was for this film. Rounding out the cast, we have Vincent Price, who I feel is very famous for someone of my generation, X, but might be less so for younger viewers. He had a long career beginning as a character actor and slowly becoming one of the most popular actors in the horror genre. He was also the narrator in the Thriller video, but alas, never played Dracula. The plot of this film is simple. Two elderly ladies bicker on an island off the coast of Maine. Sarah, played by Gish, is taking care of her older sister, Libby, who seems to be physically and emotionally falling apart. Their bickering is interrupted by a few local characters, including Tisha, played by Sothern, who is Sarah's friend, and Marinov, played by Price, who may or may not be a Russian count. Sarah feels like Marinov is a real count, and she appears to be looking for companionship. Libby sees through Marinov, although she's blind, and tells him that he will not find a place with the sisters. At first, Sarah is angry about this, but Marinov admits that was his plan, and that has been his plan throughout his life. The movie is mostly filled with the memories of the sisters as they talk about the good times and bad times and wait for the whales to return. Apparently, they can be seen in August off the coast of this island. The movie ends with a reconciliation of sorts as the sisters are seen staring off into the ocean, hugging each other. The movie does a good job of portraying real elderly people. They are the kind of people that I can imagine meeting in real life. All of the actors do a great job with what they are given. Gish's character does seem much younger than Davis's character, which is a feat considering Gish was 15 years older than Davis and in her 90s when she made this film. Davis does a great job of portraying someone quite fragile, but it's hard to say how much of that is actually acting. Davis had had several strokes before filming began, which left one side of her face paralyzed. I've never met Bette Davis, obviously, but I feel like this project has given me some understanding of her character. She was famously difficult to work with. She really thought about the motivations of her characters and was really dedicated to perfecting her roles. Like with a lot of perfectionists, this caused other people problems when she thought they were not living up to her standards. She thought that Gish was not doing a good job during production, but remember, we're talking about a lady in her 90s, and that led to friction on set. Davis wanted star billing, Gish didn't care. Davis accused Gish of being too deaf to hear her cues. Gish later said that she could hear perfectly fine, but she was just annoyed by the treatment Davis was giving her. To be fair to Davis, there are some moments in the film where Gish's dialogue seems to be disconnected from what's going on. That would have driven Betty up the wall. Had they both been 20 years younger, this would have been another famous feud for Davis, but this was towards the end of both of their careers, and the public had already assigned them to the dustbin of history. So, should you watch this film? I don't think it has many redeeming characteristics, so I would only recommend it if you are a hardcore fan of one of the actors, who, as I said, do put on a remarkable, if a bit troubling, performance. 5 out of 10. I'm trying to become the most prolific reviewer of all time, so if you like what I do, please leave a like, leave a comment, or subscribe. I'm trying to get to 40 subscribers by the end of July. All right, thanks and bye.